Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is the Chelsea Rundown, episode 38 for the Dolphins, rounds 9 and 10. First up, we had Pakenham Black. Of course, I'm joined by Ace. How are you this evening?
Very well, and this might be a very wet version because both you and myself are high levels of moisture going with the alcohol drinks, and I was believed that you were going to crack a can live. Have you still got it?
There we are, Ace. Cheers!
Yeah, cheers to you, and cheers to all the other Dolphins out there. What a great season this has been so far. It's probably been the most exciting and the happiest that I've ever been. And look, we're 2 games clear, sitting on top of the ladder, and we are by no means short. The team to beat this year, and what a stellar year. And let's kick things off with our game against Pakenham, the mighty Dolphins ourselves. So we let off the day with Daz, Jess, myself, Mace, Teabagger, Sweetie, Brooksy, Liesel, Willie, Travie Moore, and Drewy Tompkins. It's his second game back, so it was a great effort. The boys and me, and the boys and girls, I should say, and we put up a really fine effort. Look, if I can give a quick breakdown of this game, I think Pakenham they fought back pretty hard in the bottom of the third, and they got the scores back to 7-5. I think they scored 4 in the thing. So actually, sorry, 9-7. So they were actually up by 2, and then we got delayed by a bit of rain, and they persisted that we must go back out there and play. And if I've ever seen a team regret that decision, it must have been Pakenham, because we came out in that top of the third and top of the fourth maybe, and put on 7 runs to seal the game. And I don't think they'll be asking that again. But look, they were in a position where it was a loss or a loss. And guess what? They lost.
Tell me, how'd we go in the fielding, Ace?
Fielding was pretty standard. You know, Drewy led us off for the day, which was great to see him back up on the mound for the first time this season.
Welcome back, Drew!
It's been a long-awaited, passage of play since the toe injury, I think we could call it that. And look, he was pretty amicable on the day. Through 3 innings pitched, he got 10 hits given up, 2 strikeouts, but he did an absolute great job out there. Not too many errors on the day. Everyone sort of did their job. Not a lot to sort of report. They hit the ball pretty well, I would say. They found the gap a lot of times, and that's evident with the fact that they scored 9 runs on the day. But ultimately, we sort of just went out there and did Dolphin things, and that's what Dolphins do.
We did, mate. How did we go in the batting box?
Look, the batting box was a different story, and I think we've probably really found our sort of stride and sort of the positioning in the batting order as to where everybody plays. And obviously sort of that Daz, Jess, and myself, sort of in that 1-2-3 with Mason sort of bringing us home. Obviously having the bareback bandit himself, who's in absolutely stellar form, batting, what's that, 800? Whoa! It certainly does help the performances of all the batters. So basically, when anyone gets on base, you're having a pretty good attempt at getting back home. And Sweetie, he's also found a lot of terrific form this year, and yourself, Teabagger. I can't go past yourself. But look, it's just been an all-round great effort. Not on the day, myself, Mace, Sweetie, and Brooksy all had multiple hits on the day. I've got to mention fucking the Dazzler himself. I think it's 29 stolen bases so far this year. The man he's in his 50s, and he's running quicker than anyone on the rest of our team, and he's showing that in his stolen bases percentage. So, look, it was a great effort, and the fact that we were 2 runs down in a wet, cold, rainy conditions, and to be able to come back out and put 7 runs on the board and put the game away was just an absolute great effort. And big shout out to Sweetie, I think, in that top of that fourth when we needed a big hit, and he let us off, and he let off with a big double. And that's just what we've been doing all year. We've been finding ways to hit the ball, putting pressure on the other team, getting guys on base, and then when we get on base, we put more pressure on them by either stealing bases or running the bases hard and getting runs across home plate. So great effort, and this is just another fantastic Dolphin effort. And sometimes the Dolphins don't mind it when it's a little bit wet.
Tell me, what was that final score?
9-14 our way, and just an absolute great effort by everybody all on board. It's just a team round thing. I feel like we've had a pretty good teams in the past, but everyone seems to have really found their place, and everyone seems to be gelling really well. It's probably not something that's too dissimilar to what we've been doing in previous seasons, but we all just back each other up, and we're all out there having a good time. And I think our opponents appreciate that, and definitely us as a team all appreciate playing with each other.
It's true, mate. We do. We did very well in the puddles there on home plate. Whom is nominee 1?
Well, this one goes, the nomination number 1, bottom of the third, 1 run down, 2 outs. Up steps Razzle Dazzle, who smacks the clutch 2 RBI single to get the pond back in front. Here we go, teabagger.
That
Razzle
away.
Dazzle, he's been leading us off all year, and he's been leading us off all year in fine fashion. Those new prescription glasses have got him seeing it like a bloody beach ball. He's smacking it all over the park. What a great player. You know, absolutely love being out there with you, Razzle Dazzle, every single week, as we all do. And, you know, if I'm the spiritual captain, you definitely are the skills captain, because you make us all lift our game, and we love playing with you.
That you do, Daz. It is an absolute pleasure to take the diamond with you each and every week. Ace, who is nominee 2 this week, please?
I may have given it away a little bit early, but bottom of the third, down 2, the Dolphins needed to get off to a fast start. And here he comes. The sweetness.
Sweetie!
Big Sweetie! He got off things going with a absolute lovely double hit, you know, and that's just, you know, what Sweetie does. He's coming into the side, and he's just been absolutely playing out of his socks. And I don't even know if he wears socks anymore when he plays with us, because
I don't think he does.
Yeah, but that's how far he plays out of it, because he's been doing an absolute tremendous job. Not to mention the fact that he's batting 600 and maybe stealing my batting award this year. But on you, Sweetie, we love having you out there, and we love those fast legs of yours.
Ace, whom is nominee 3, please?
Well, I don't like to give myself too many nominations, but you know, I did actually decided to take the bench this week, and then they called me up for a bit of fielding for the Pakenham Pumas, and I tell you what, might have been Drewy's big mistake sending me up there, because they put me out in left field, and he cranked one out to left, and I just took my time on this one. You know what?
No need to rush, Ace.
Oh, you know, I've got some legs when I need to, and this thing was floating. What didn't he count for?
Bang!
The big aceness running through full pelt and just taking it on the left-hand glove, swiping it away. Thank you very much. It was a lovely hit, Drewy. I'm sorry, very sorry, but to be backing it up from Will's 2 weeks prior against the previous Pakenham, throwing out Liesl at second, it was lovely to get one for myself.
My vote this week goes to Sweet Cheeks, knocking a tasty double. Look at this slide into second. But Ace, tell me, how did that Facebook poll go, and where is your vote sitting this week?
So basically, we had 5 for the Razzle Dazzle. We had 4 for a Sweetness and 2 for myself. I thought I maybe deserved a few more, but anyway. And I had to lend my vote to the Razzle Dazzle. I love a bit of Razzle, and I love a little bit of Dazzle.
Good on you, Dazza. Nice work. Ace, that brings us to the end of round 9, but it brings us to the beginning of round 10. My friend, tell me, whom were we up against?
We were up against the Frankston Tomatoes back at the tomato patch. It was a bit of a cold, windy, rainy conditions. Once again, not too dissimilar to the last time we played down there. This game was it lacked a little bit of flair, may I say. There wasn't
It sure did, but tell me, did the lineup lack fair?
The lineup was pretty much what we expected. You know, Dazza, Jess, myself, Mace, and leading off in that top 4, Teabagger, the bareback bandit, Travie Ball, Liesl, Jacob, and Willie Smith. It was an interesting game. I never felt like there was any real stage that we really put our foot to their throats and took them away.
I think that was about to come in at the 1 hour, 10-minute mark, Ace. What happened?
Well, we got rained out, and unfortunately we got rained out. And look, when I tell you the final scores, you'll be like, what are you talking about, Ace? You sound like a drunken hooligan. But there wasn't a lot sort of amazing going on. Big Willie, he took the mound for us today, and I tell you what, he pitched a hell of a game. And, you know, obviously pitching off the mound, where I think the last time we saw him, Chuck, was playing off the flat. He seemed to have a little bit more control of the ball. I think he did a few things, he had a little bit of movement, a little bit hard to see it from out in centre field, but it looked like he definitely was a lot more comfortable this time around. And I think he played a pretty well all-round game. There wasn't too much sort of going on as far as hits. They found a couple of spots, but other than that, we kept them pretty quiet. Obviously, Brooksy coming back to third base was a big upgrade. Jess over at shortstop was she just does Jess things. Travie Moore played a real hell of a game over at second. Myself out in centre field, not too much got past us. A few things went over us, but not too much got past us. You were right. First base, Mace played at first base. Mace ace. He did his things, and, you know, Big Daz took behind the plate. It was a good all-round fielding game. Like, we didn't we just didn't really sort of allow them to do too many things, and that sort of allowed us to keep the score very reasonable on their end.
It did indeed, mate. Tell me what happened in the batter's box.
Look, it wasn't a stellar day, a lot of single hits, Daz, Jess, myself, Mace, Teabagger, Liesl all got just the single hits for the day. Brooksy got 3 hits from 3. One of them was probably a pop-up that could have been caught. A few walks on the day. We ended up getting walked about 7 times, a lot of stolen bases. Like I said, it was a sort of a funny day.
It was indeed, mate, but take me through that final score, please.
14-4, and obviously I think we cut short.
Ace, please tell me whom is nominee 1.
Well, Jess is in fine form at shortstop on one play. She dug a hard dip ball out on the left-hand side. She dug it out of the dirt and, just turned around. And what may be said to be just a normal characteristic play by Jess, sometimes you got to, tip the hat a little bit, and because she's as good as she is and she makes plays like this look as routine and easy as they aren't. And I've played on these full Ontacar decks before, and they're hard to read the ball and they're hard to get it out. But she just did a really great job in just picking this up and making the play. And I think it was the final out of the inning. So just a bit of a tip of the hat to you, Queen of the Diamond, because we love what you're doing out there.
It was phenomenal. All right, Ace, who was nominee 2, please?
Well, Trav, he's been an absolute utility this year, and we've been pushing him around left, right, centre, up and down, first base, second base, catching. He's been doing a little bit of everything. So it was great to see him. A big pop-up fly ball hit out towards second and had him backpedaling. He managed to tracked it down with T. That's the pun.
I see what you did there, Ace. That was excellent wordplay.
He tracked this down and put the glove up, and it stayed true. And it was absolutely great to see him sort of out there getting a few plays on the infield. And hats off to you, Trav. It's been a bit of a renaissance season for you. I feel like this is probably the best I've seen you play in a very long time. Really appreciate it and love you being out there and contributing.
Trav, fantastic effort. Keep it up, mate. Tell me whom is nominee 3, please.
Well, regretfully, I have to give this to the bareback bandit himself. He peeled another one back, and he had another 3 for 3 day, and it's so impressive to see him out there in the batter's box and the control that he has with the bat and with the ball and whatever he's doing. He's just an absolute tremendous player. Love playing with you, Brooksy. You're a great mate, and this is just another fine season that you're putting on, and it's looking like you're going to be adding another trophy to the trophy cabinet. He's just an absolute weapon. He's a force, and he's one of the big backbone players of our team, and when he's out there and he's out there performing, he makes us that much better. Tip of the hat for you. I know that this is supposed to be by single plays, but Brooksy, this is probably just a nomination just for you in general.
Look, I agree with you 100%, Ace. It is fantastic playing with the number 74 every week. However, this week, I have to go for nominee 1, J-Dub, with her fantastic play here at shortstop. But Ace, where does your vote land, and how did that Facebook poll look?
I'll tell you, originally my vote was with Jess, and I think I've just given myself the biggest hype speech for Brooksy ever, and I've actually turned myself, and I'm voting myself for Brooksy this week because, the man just does so many things for us, in and out, left, right, and centre. Kudos to you, mate. You're an absolute gent. So I'm giving my 1 to Brooksy. This week we finished with 4 for Jess, the Queen of the Diamonds, 2 for Travi, and 2 for Brooksy.
Ace, that'll do us for this week. One more time, what was that final score against Frankston, please?
14-4, not much going on. And look, we've got Big Kevy and Pakenham boys this weekend and east around the league. The 1s and 2s both had a washout.
Thank you very much, Ace. That was an excellent episode of the Chelsea Rundown. Everyone, thank you for watching. Please check the description for the links to both full games in the description of this video. Ace, thank you for co-hosting.
Just remember, the pod always swims strongest together.